I'm going to show you how to set up a quick recording in Studio One on the Mac in AV Edit Room 272. First thing you want to check, verify that the input volume for microphone 1 is all the way up. We're using a broadcast microphone, so it's a little bit quiet, but make sure that's set to all the way. Make sure 48 volts is off. Set your mix to playback only. You don't need the instrument button on, keep that off. This is for channel 2, which we're not using. This is your master volume control that feeds the speakers. I would leave that down low. Here's your headphone volume for the headphones that are in the room. Next thing you're gonna do is click on Studio One, which is in the lower right-hand corner. It actually looks like this. So you'll see that icon. That's what you'll double click. This will launch Studio One. And this is the screen that you will see when you first get in. You wanna make sure that the PreSonus audio box is selected. By default, that should be that. And then you just simply click on New Song. When this pops up, I would suggest using the podcast narration recording template. Name your song. Leave the defaults of 48 kilohertz 24-bit and then say OK. This launches your screen. It already has a track enabled. If you wanted to add another track, you could simply right-click, select Add Audio Track, and that would add another track that you could use. And you'd set your input to left, input 1, which is what we have over here in the PreSonus. I'm going to go ahead and just remove that track. But basically, when you start off, here's your track. This is the track grid, and this shows you your time. Right now, it's set to beats and measures. Down here is your volume control for that track. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do a quick recording. We've got the podcast mic right here, which we'll put in front of us, directly in front of us, as close as possible. And then we're just going to go ahead and hit the record button down here. This is a test recording for a podcast. And then you can hit the stop button. And to play it back, you can go back to the beginning. To go back to the beginning, you could actually hit this, which will bring you all the way back to the beginning. Or you can just click along the timeline wherever you want to start from. So let's start from there. And we're going to go ahead and hit play. This is a test recording for a podcast. And then you can hit the stop button. Okay. And that's all you have to do to make a recording. If you wanted to continue recording on that same track, you would just go down and hit record again, and that would start the recording. If you wanted to create a new track, save this one, you just unarm the recording track. You can right-click and select duplicate track, and then hit record on this track and mute the old track. That way there you can have 2 different tracks available. And maybe this would be a new take, or maybe just a completely different recording altogether. So I'm going to go back to the beginning and hit record. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Hit stop. Go back to the beginning, and I'll just go ahead and play that back. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Okay, and that's quite simply how you make tracks.